welcome to this thing we're doing. I did not bring any funny quips
to the beginning
until half a second ago when you're like 3, 2. I was like, oh shit. I need to think of something quick.
Oh well. Let's just move on. This isn't a podcast.
I'm Sarah Hazen-Bask. You are?
Caden.
Great. We are.
Because we can podcasts.
Yes. Check out our website if you haven't already. We do commentaries, we do podcasts, we do all sorts of things.
Yeah.
We also have a YouTube channel. You're probably, if you're not listening / watching this on there. Who's at the door? Hang on a second. We're back from a doorbell a-ringing.
A doorbell a-ringing? Yes.
A ringing away, a singing away.
What were we talking about?
We're talking about news.
Oh, what news did you find? Because I didn't find anything because I was lazy.
I found 2 things that I felt was kind of interesting.
Okay.
And worthy to talk about. Because it was a bit slow until the Super Bowl starts happening.
Yeah.
Because we're recording this on Sunday. We'll also, if you want to hear us talk about all the trailers and such about the Super Bowl, not video, but like a little chat of that will come up later.
It's going to be another podcast.
Yeah. Podcast. Video.
A chat? No, a podcast will be out for that as well.
Yeah.
We just watched something. We wanted to talk about it in this podcast.
But first, news. Chris Evans might direct Disney Plus show.
Who's Chris Evans?
Captain America.
That's what I thought, but I didn't want to assume and then be wrong.
According to the article, it's all just rumors, but so nothing concrete. But according to the article, Kevin Feige approached Evans with the idea of him directing, and Evans has been vocal about wanting to get into directing a bit before.
So has he ever directed anything?
He's directed one. He only has one credit under his belt for directing, and that's Before We Go, a 2014 movie I've never even heard of before.
So he has not directed anything before.
Yeah, but
that's interesting.
The rumors say that he could do the previously announced ones of Loki and Scarlet Witch and the Vision.
That's so random, though. Why would Captain America direct?
Just because those are the only ones that are announced. So
I know, but I'm like,
far.
he should just be in them, not directing them.
And there's also rumors that he'd direct the rumored Falcon Winter Soldier series.
But wouldn't he be in it, too?
Depends on if he survives Endgame.
Well, that's true.
So.
Interesting.
And
maybe that's their way of getting him to stay and being keep him attached to the project.
The MCU kind of has done in their TV stuff, at least with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Coulson is dead. I guess that's another trailer we could talk about. Is supposedly dead, yet Clark Gregg is directing a bunch of episodes.
Ah, I see.
So.
But it could be a way for it to keep people attached to the show that don't want to be on it anymore.
Yeah.
Like, actors connected to the franchise without them just being performing.
For sure.
And then they'll be like, oh, but, just be in this one. You're already here.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And like...
You know what I mean, right? Like, oh, since you're already here for the directing, maybe you could cameo in this.
Yeah, that's kind of also what the article I read was kind of leaning on too, that it might be a way of just keeping Evans as Captain America, even though I don't think it's something that needs to be done. I don't think he needs to stay in past Endgame.
As they hear us fight, as we hear the cat and dog fight.
Like, the little assholes you are.
We're recorded. You've been quiet all day.
Yeah. Other news that I found, bit of a small one.
We're reaching with straws.
Like a
with
really
this one.
small one. Netflix for their originals.
Yeah.
You know how it does like the boom and it shows like just the
Oh,
Netflix?
they changed the logo.
They changed the logo.
Yeah, I saw that, and I didn't think it was enough news.
Oh. Well, that's all I could. That's all I could find that I thought was kind of interesting.
Because we're going to be talking about something we watched on Netflix.
Yeah.
So.
But they changed. Did you see it? Have you seen it already?
I saw a photo.
Okay. But
Oh, we're
they
just going to
changed
live
it to
watch this on the podcast. Ooh. Cool.
Meant to show all the different genres and such that they do on Netflix. Apparently.
Netflix is just cool. They have a cooler N now, so that's good.
Cooler what?
N. It's just
Yeah.
an N.
They're
logo.
opening now.
The cooler N now.
Yeah. I don't know. It's interesting.
Sort of.
Kind of. Ish. I mean, Netflix is like any TV station. There's some good shows that they produce, and
there's a lot of crap.
A lot of crap they produce.
Hey! Fuck.
And there's also a lot of crap that they don't produce. That's also on there.
Hey!
Yeah.
Sorry I had to run out there. The dog decided to eat some Halls.
And I took the opportunity to watch some trailers.
There we go. So let's talk about some trailers that I just saw.
First, the
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. season 6.
7.
6.
6? I don't know. The only episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I saw was the last season finale.
Season 5 finale, yeah.
Yeah, and that was with you because we were over and you're like, oh, this just dropped. I want to watch it. I'm like, okay. So that is all the context I have for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah. I enjoy it. I think it shows it feels like it's more. It's like the only show that feels connected with the greater MCU of the shows that are running right now.
Because Agent Coulson is in the MCU movies.
Yeah, that too. But you also like the events of the movies like affect the show.
Okay.
Like.
I wonder if they're gonna disappear in the Infinity War.
Yeah, that didn't happen. That didn't happen. So I don't know. But the season, it's meant to premiere in September. I'm pretty sure. Season 6.
So it'll be after Endgame.
So we'll see what the frickin' Endgame stuff happened, and maybe either they do a special where the snap happened, or they just don't do this snap at all.
Or they just mention it.
Or, well, it's possible the greater world won't know. We don't know how Endgame's gonna play out. Because if it's time travel stuff or...
Right.
Interdimension stuff...
So it was interesting. The trailer looked fun.
Yeah.
Even, I'm, I suspended a I don't care sort of gaze. I see these trailers for things I don't know.
Yeah.
I was like, this does look like a good show.
Yeah. And looks like they're going to be spending a lot of time in space again, which they did do for the last season, for the first half of the last season.
Yeah.
But it does look interesting because when they were in space, it was like the future.
Right.
So now it's like now because they're going to save Fitz because he's frozen in time because he had to go the long way while everyone else did like a time jump into the comic book fuzzle time travel stuff.
Alrighty. Looks fun. Let's see it when it comes out.
The only thing is I'm a bit of... Because we saw Coulson there at the end, that reveal. And it's a bit of like a... Wait, is he alive?
But we saw him as a hologram in the beginning of the trailer. So
yeah, but the way they played it off, like they played off the music and they're like... You used to work for S.H.I.E.L.D. I don't know what you're talking about. And then it showed his face as if it was like meant to be a big reveal. So...
gasp.
Maybe
he has a twin. Comic books. I feel like that would be a comic book plot.
Who knows? He is in Captain Marvel.
Yeah, but that's in the past.
In the 90s, yeah. So, who knows?
We'll see.
We'll see what happens.
All right, the other trailer was called Fast and the Furious Presents Hobbs and Shaw. Now, I have never watched Fast and the Furious, so this is just great trailers for me. I've only seen a climactic scene from one movie, and I'm not sure which one. Because my stepdad was just flipping between movies one day, like movies he'd already seen.
Yeah.
And I saw them like driving up that tall building in Dubai.
Oh, that was the 7th one.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
And I seen him jumping over some snow and like on some ice or something.
Oh, that's the 8th one.
Yeah.
So you've seen
a couple chase scenes.
Pieces of the 7 and pieces of the 8.
I've probably seen like a couple chase scenes here and there in my life, but like I've never sat down and watched them. Not for any reason, really. It just I never have.
Well, when they were coming out, I never sat down and watched them because I thought they would be trash.
Yeah,
and then I watched them and they're like I think they know what they are because they just keep making it more jump the shark kind of.
Jump the building.
They keep jumping the shark more and more and making it more action-packed, and they're just a fun ride altogether. That's
not what jumping the shark means. Jumping the shark means you were doing good and then you jumped the shark and ruined it. Jumping the shark, that's not the right context.
That's a similar context. Like, because it's referring to the scene in Happy Days
I know,
where he jumps the shark,
and the
literally.
show becomes shit after he jumps the shark.
Well, no, it's because that was beyond the realm of disbelief of what the show already presented.
No, but the term jumps the shark means that after some event happens, the show goes downhill.
Oh.
Because that's what happened to Happy Days.
Huh, that's not
how you understood
that's
it.
not how I've seen it used.
Oh. No, like I literally
like jump the shark, nuke the fridge.
Media theory classes, okay? We talk about these things.
I don't know. It's figures of speeches, they get misused all the time.
Yeah.
But anyway, Hobbs and Shaw spin-off, first official spin-off.
Yeah.
Though there was another movie made by the director that did 3, 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah.
That kind of he made before that has one of the characters that is in those movies. So
it was sort of like tied in, but not canon officially.
Yeah, like it's the same character, and it's like it makes sense in the world too. I haven't seen that movie, but from the trailer, it seems like it would make sense in that world at that time.
This trailer
before they turned into a CSI, FBI stuff in like 7 and 8 and 6 even.
The trailer was really long.
Oh yeah,
and it had some weird piano-y sound going on.
They showed so much. Like, why? You just need to show like a couple clips, dude.
Like The Rock's in it, and this guy's in it. I'm sure we know them from Fast and the Furious, but I don't know them. But I know The Rock.
Yeah,
because The Rock is The Rock.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you just need to show us up. I'm like, why is this so long? I literally thought it was done, and then paused it, then realized it was like halfway to go. And I was like, oh shit, fuck you, cat.
The cat's just getting on the table.
The dog and cat were fighting. It's just the pets just decided to not behave today while we're trying to record.
Yeah. So then.
It's because Sarah's sitting in the cat's chair.
Yeah, but I think it looks like it's Fast and the Furious meets buddy cop movie.
I know. I was a bit skeptical. Like I'm like, I'll see this, but I want to see all 8 movies before.
Yeah, 9 if you count the not official spinoff.
I was gonna say 7, but then you said I've seen scenes from 8, so I'm like, there must be 8.
Yeah, we'll do a binge because they're fun.
Someday.
They're fun to binge.
Yeah.
Because they're just so silly, and they keep getting increasingly silly, but more serious in tone.
That's great. That's a good combination.
Like they start out like a little bit silly, and they know it, but then. As it gets sillier, the tone gets more serious, and it's just so great to watch.
Oh, I'm excited to watch those. This made me more excited to watch Fast and the Furious in general, because I've never seen it.
Yeah, but this doesn't look great.
I'll see it, but maybe not in the theaters.
Yeah, I don't know. We don't know. It doesn't look... And there's a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff, problems with that movie, too. Yeah. Is because when they decide they're going to do the spin-off, they switch dates of doing that as opposed to Fast and the Furious 9.
Yeah.
And some of the cast, or at least one person of the cast, was like, this show is all about family. You can't do that. You're getting rid of the family. You're breaking up the family. I won't do another Fast and the Furious one if Hobbs and Shaw gets made first.
So someone's bitter.
Yeah. And Vin Diesel and The Rock are not in a good place right now either.
Like, they're mad at each other?
Yeah. For apparently in 8, there was like a lot of bad behind the scenes stuff between them.
Well, if you've been together for 8 movies, tensions might rise over time.
Yeah, not 8, but because Rock didn't come until 4.
Okay, how do I know? How do I know?
5. He didn't come until 5.
Yeah.
Right. Because Tokyo Drift is like takes place after 4, 5, 6. So I watched it in that order when I watched them. I forget that Tokyo Drift is technically 3. But no, yeah. It's I feel like since Paul Walker's death, the tensions of that franchise have just been getting increasingly more agitated behind the scenes.
Paul, who was that?
He was one of the main characters.
And
he died.
I remember
he
that.
He died during the making of 7.
Like on set?
I think they were taking a break and he was practicing his driving and got in an accident.
So on set, technically, like not while the cameras were rolling, but like the movie directly.
Like I think they were taking. I think there's like a week off sort of thing, a weekend off, and he was practicing for the roles, but not like directly for the film.
Yeah, but I mean, like he was making the movie at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like he was doing stuff for the movie.
And they did some CGI stuff and some stunt doubles of his brothers, and like the ending of that film just goes so cheesy.
Yeah.
Of like making it about him, like it's so fun. It's like
it sucks though.
Great.
Like,
it sucks, yeah.
Yeah, like
and that's
accidents happen when you're doing stunt type stuff, right?
I remember when that film came out too. I feel like a lot of people who hadn't watched any of the previous Fast and the Furious movies went to see that one just because Paul Walker.
Yeah.
Just because of all the news of it being, such a great send-off to this one actor who is really only famous for Fast and the Furious anyway. So
not funny though. He's
dead. It might have been because my school was big into trucks and such too that I just heard about it from everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so then we went from watching the world's longest trailer to the world's shortest.
Well, it's meant as like I think it was because it says "See you soon" at the end, so. We're talking about the Birds of Prey or Harley, the fantabulous motherfucking Harley Quinn, horrible, why did you add that to your name sort of thing. And the fantabulous emancipation of one Harley Quinn. Why? Why call it that?
So I'm looking at this being like, that's Harley Quinn, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it wasn't clear. Like,
yeah.
I'm thinking that. I'm a nerd, but normal people wouldn't know that from this trailer.
Yeah. Well, they
and I
showed
hated
her
Suicide
iconic.
Squad.
Yeah.
They showed her the thing, but her hair was different.
Yeah, which is common for.
But it was 10 seconds of footage. Like, I would have just been, the hell is this? Did not even realizing it was a commercial.
Yeah, and I
thought it was the bumper before. The bumper before the real commercial played.
And then the real commercial never did play.
And then something else started playing and you came and you paused it. I'm like, what?
That's what I thought. That when I first saw it, I thought it was just the bumper too. And then it was like, where's the actual trailer? By the time I got done to it. Like,
it was a teaser
I thought
at
it was
best.
I thought it was a teaser. It is a teaser.
I know, but
I thought it was
short for that too.
I thought it was a teaser for a trailer that would drop the day after. But it didn't. It might drop during the Super Bowl. Who knows?
We'll see.
But it looks it's got an interesting, like, it has Ewan McGregor as Black Mask, which Black Mask is an interesting Batman villain. Birds of Prey, do you know who they are?
No.
Okay. The Birds of Prey in the comics are a group of usually, like, not even usually, like, group of females. Usually they tend to have ties to Batman just because that those characters tend to be very big in the DC universe. But the most famous lineup is Oracle, which is Batgirl after she got shot and paralyzed. So she became Oracle and like a computer nerd instead. I mean, she was already the character Barbara Gordon.
I'm just
was
nodding
already,
along. I'm like,
yeah.
I really think I'm a nerd, and then things like this happen, and I'm like, oh my god, I know nothing.
And it's usually her. It's usually what's her name? It's like Mockingjay. I think her name is Mockingbird. Mockingjay. The one that
Mockingjay is from Hunger Games. You just gave me the worst look.
Mockingjay is the name of an actual bird, but it's also.
I know that.
Like,
I'm making jokes here. This is a comedic podcast,
this
and you're taking this way too serious.
I take everything way too seriously.
Oh my god!
But this is
So it's a bunch of ladybirds, like Robin.
Yeah. Okay. Oracle. That.
Because we watched something else and like all the names were birds. So
Yeah.
like DC just has a thing with birds.
But yeah,
bird
Harley
names.
Quinn has been in it off and on when she's been, depending on where the Joker's at. Because usually she's good when she's not with the Joker. And she's like bad whenever the Joker's around.
Because she was his nurse and then she went crazy.
Yeah, she's got Stockholm
She's
syndrome
original.
for her.
She's original. She's original to the cartoon, right?
Yeah.
She wasn't in a comic first. She was original.
She was in the cartoons first, and then she
Yeah.
became such a fan favorite and favorite of the creators that they kept using her in the
and
show.
The name is
then,
great. Harley Quinn, like Harlequin. It's great. It's
Yeah.
so funny.
Yeah.
That's the Batman one that Mark Hamill was in, right?
Yeah. But this version for the movie has Huntress, which in the comics is also a confusing Batman person. Like, she was in another.
Was she in Suicide Squad?
No.
Who was that witch person?
That was.
That was
Enchantress.
Oh. Well, all the trisses here.
Huntress is in the comics, originally at least, I'm pretty sure. She was from another universe. She was Robin in another universe.
God.
And then she got into this universe somehow and became Huntress, I'm pretty sure.
Comic books make me, like, just want to go to sleep.
Yeah. There's so much, like,
it's just
convolution.
It's like a mile over my head.
It's
not
just so
over my
convoluted.
head, it's like a mile over. Because I'm like, I just
Yeah.
don't
Black
care.
Canary, that's what I was thinking of.
Not Mockingjay, because that's Hunger Games.
Well, Mockingbird is the DC rip or the Marvel ripoff of Black Canary.
Yeah. Rip off.
Ripoff / same thing. So.
You know what was bad?
What?
Green Lantern.
Yes, it was. That was.
I like how everyone gets 2 shots. Everyone's in the DC and then in the Marvel.
Or they're in the Marvel and then the DC.
But
too.
I mean, like, they get 2 shots.
Yeah.
Because isn't Captain America Daredevil? No.
What?
Someone was Daredevil. I saw a video. It was like
Captain America was the Human Torch.
That's what I was thinking.
Ben Affleck was Daredevil before he was Batman.
Yeah, before he was Batman. I got them mixed up because I saw them both in like the same day, like memes about it. Everyone gets 2 shots. Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool and Green Lantern.
Quicksilver was the main character in Kick-Ass.
Yep. No.
Yeah.
What Quicksilver?
The Age of Ultron one.
That's not Kick-Ass.
It is.
No.
It is. You want me to? I got IMDb pulled up right in front of me. You want me to?
No, because he's like Russian and he's American.
He's putting on an accent, obviously.
I'm gonna throw up. What?
Like
Look
Scarlett
this up.
Johansson puts on, not Scarlett Johansson, Scarlet Witch.
I'm really really, my mind is blown right now.
Scarlet Witch puts on a freaking accent.
It's not Kick-Ass, is it?
It is.
Kick-Ass isn't DC or Marvel though, right?
I think it's Vertigo.
It's like not produced by either. Because I know it's in its own comic series.
I'm pretty sure DC has the rights for Vertigo, but they.
Oh.
It's its own universe.
I was just saying, like, it's not, you know.
Yeah.
Who publishes it doesn't matter, but it's like its own thing.
Aaron Tyler Johnson. Kick-Ass. And I looked from Age of Ultron to get to him.
What?
You're gonna throw up by you just not knowing people?
That's just like, it's like, no, they're not the same. I'm really good at seeing people and knowing they're in different
Because he's
movies.
changed,
I'm very upset. That's what I meant. I'm like, what? No, I didn't miss that for all these 5 years.
Yeah.
God, I'm upset now.
But no. Birds of Prey.
Terrible teaser.
Doesn't look like it's gonna be good.
Terrible.
With the name of frickin'... Why make everything about... I know she's a popular character right now. But don't make everything about her.
And, like, she wasn't funny in Suicide Squad. She wasn't a lot of fun.
She was just
apparently was very cold because that outfit is not very covering. I just remember reading about that. Like, she was just very cold on set. Anyway, let's get into our entree.
While we're on the diss track of DC,
we watched Titans, where everybody's a bird.
Titans, if you don't know, was... What the fuck, phone?
We're gonna get copyright striked by Netflix.
For their... Okay,
let me just say something related to the birds of prey. Everyone's got a bird name in Titans. Robin, Hawk, Dove,
Raven. Oh my god. They are all birds.
And I'm just going to put this out there. Why the fuck is everyone a bird in DC? Now we've got these birds of prey, and they're all birds too.
Mockingjay. Is Oracle a bird?
They're birds enough.
Huntress isn't a bird.
No, but I'm just saying, just the name of their group.
Yeah.
Why are there so many birds?
I don't know.
Why?
No idea.
DC, this is an open question. You can respond to this video. Why are there so many birds?
Yeah. But anyway, Titans.
That's the biggest problem with the show. Everyone's birds.
Here's one of the issues with it is...
well, let's talk about what Titans is in case people don't know.
Yeah, it's a new TV show recently, if you're not in the States, recently released on Netflix.
Yeah, because it's on the DC streaming service in the States.
Yeah, known as DC Universe.
Which makes no sense.
Not to get confused with the DC Extended Universe.
Ugh, I don't like DC.
And
Titans did nothing to pull me into their favor.
The show was released on a week-to-week basis on the streaming service, but it wasn't originally meant to be that. So it kind of feels like it's being pulled in both directions of being episodic and not episodic.
Ugh.
So...
First of all, they're not all teens.
Yeah.
I knew nothing of the Teen Titans. These people are not teens, which is fine.
Because it's Titans,
but
anyway.
A bunch of them are teens, so then it's weird.
It's just a little bit weird because some of them are like... No... It's more just because the team is being formed at a different part in the
lives of these people.
In the lives of some of them, yeah.
Because Raven and Beast Boy are both teenagers, I think.
Yeah.
Robin,
he's Starfire, yeah.
And Hawk and Dove are
Hawk and
adults.
Dove weren't even a part of the team.
No, but
too.
I'm just saying.
But yeah.
They're all adults.
And Wonder Girl
is
also an adult.
Is also an adult, but she's also not on the team.
Yeah.
What was really weird was that they spent so much time setting up Hawk and Dove, and then they just forgot about them. They said, we gotta go find Raven, and then they never showed up again.
Yeah.
They just dropped them.
And here's the thing, there's set images that leave evidence that there was gonna be a different season finale than what happened, and we'll get to that.
We got to this famous DC reshooting to make the movies worse.
Yeah, but they didn't even have to because they're on their own freaking. They're on their own thing, so they don't have to deal with studio interference. So why are you interfering with your own studio?
The show is not interesting. Well, I mean, I watched it all in 2 days. So it was interesting enough. But the problem was, it was okay, till the end. The end was an absolute
Garbage. And the problem was
confusing. We'll talk about spoilers after.
Yeah.
But oh my god, the beginning was okay, and I'm like, I knew nothing of the Teen Titans because I'm not a nerd apparently, and I know nothing. I knew Robin was there, Beast Boy, and then there was someone with pink hair. I liked. Let me say about the things I liked. It'll be a short list.
Okay.
I liked their costumes when they were in costume. I liked that another Robin shows up.
Yeah.
Well, that's not a spoiler, I don't think. I don't fucking care. We all know there's like 12 Robins in the DCU.
In
Marvel
DC stuff.
Comic books, whatever. It's two
DC,
Robins.
Marvel comic books? Why are you what? Your brain is like farting out. It feels like
I'm just so mad at this show. So I know everyone knows in the comics there's more than one Robin. Robin's not a unique person. So another Robin shows up. That was cool. Mm-hmm. Hawk and Dove's backstory and like how it was like she's not the original Dove.
Yeah.
That was all cool.
Yeah.
That's it. That's what I liked about the show. In 12 episodes. I liked Wonder Girl because I didn't know she'd be there.
Yeah, it felt almost like the main cast of characters, except for Dick Grayson, were underdeveloped. We didn't spend any time on them. Instead, we spent time on Hawk and Dove.
Yeah.
And we spent time on Wonder Girl. And we spent time on the Doom Patrol, setting up another TV show.
So a backwards pilot.
I'm more excited for that show than when we finished this show.
It was a backwards pilot.
Yeah.
Like, nailed it.
And that show looks like it's going to be awesome because those characters seemed great and well set up.
But we didn't even really learn anything about Robin. Like, we did, sort of, but I feel like I still don't know this guy. Yeah. And I watched 12 episodes
and he
of the
kept,
show. He kept being like, I don't want to kill people because Batman kills people. I'm like, first of all, Batman doesn't kill people. Why didn't you want to be like Batman? Never clear. What about Batman he didn't like?
He didn't like how cruel he was getting, which makes
but that's not true. We don't know what Batman's like in this universe. Mm-hmm. But he's obviously way more cruel than Batman's ever been seen.
Yeah.
So I'm like, so you want it to be crueler, is where I got from it. He thought Batman was too soft. That's what I got from his backstory.
What I got from it was
which is not the truth.
Yeah, he thought the opposite.
He thinks the opposite, but I know he thinks the opposite from watching the show, but they're showing the opposite. He's thinking the opposite, but they're showing the wrong thing.
Every time he gets in the suit, he becomes what he thinks Bruce turned him into, the weapon, the guy who doesn't care.
But he's like that when he's not in the suit, too.
Yeah, and he keeps and I think it frustrated me more that he kept doing stuff as Dick Grayson and not Robin. Ugh. Or not Nightwing.
He just sort of fucked off from his job too. Like he was at his job and then he went on vacation.
Yeah, but he was still getting calls being like, "Here's the thing you asked for while you were on your vacation."
Oh, and his partner died and he didn't even care.
Yeah.
Like his police partner, who he didn't really
He cared
know.
for 5 seconds.
But for one, not even 5, 1
for
second.
one line.
For
oh no.
That was it.
Yeah.
And you're worried that you're turning into cruel and I'm like, then just do your fucking job as a cop and just stop gallivanting about.
Yeah, and it just every episode he was at the end of the episode he was like, I'm done with being Robin. And then the beginning of the next episode, I'm gonna be Robin. And at the end of that, I'm done being Robin. And then he kept going back, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you?
He burns his costume, but he didn't actually physically have his costume because he was held captive, right?
Yeah, it makes no sense.
And he had his costume in his hallucination. Watch the show. Yeah, it's weird.
And that was the only way. So his costume just appeared out of nowhere.
And then it was already on fire.
Yeah, there's a lot of editing choices that make no sense in this because they don't leave space for anything, and they go from one scene of following the same character being like, I need to go do this, and then cut immediately to him at the place. Like when he went to see Wonder Girl, he was like, I'm leaving. And then
1 second later, he's there.
Not. There wasn't even another scene in between. It was just like the next cut. He was there.
The editing was all over the place, and it was not clear if it was flashbacks or current stuff.
And there was
all the time because if they put a title up, we may have missed it. But there was no like putting it in black and white or sepia tone or de-aging the actors.
They put title up like a couple times, but that
not
was
every
like
time.
it.
But not every time.
Yeah, like I thought the Wonder Girl stuff was a flashback the whole time until I'm like, wait, they're spending a lot of time on this. This can't be a flashback.
And they didn't do anything to de-age the characters.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't even just put a hat on them or something.
Well,
just something.
They did younger actors for a lot of the
well, if they were
other
teenagers.
ones.
But I'm just saying... I mean, like, sometimes they're like 5 years ago and they look exactly the same. I'm like, you're on young adults. You won't look the same 5 years ago.
Yeah. No, it's a whole mess. And they had a freaking blue light filter on the whole thing, which desaturated all the colors.
What I also didn't like was that Raven was the main character. Mm-hmm. Clearly. Because the plot revolves only around her and everyone else is just sort of interacting because of her.
Yeah.
But we learned nothing about her.
Yeah. Like...
We just know that her mom was in an asylum. Like, that was it. That's all we learned about her.
The problem is the story they're telling revolves around Raven, making her what should be the main character. She should be the protagonist, but instead it's frickin' Robin!
But he's like, but she's also still kind of the protagonist, so it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. And each time I feel like we're gonna start... Like, when we finish an episode and it feels like, oh, we're gonna start... learning more about this character now, more about that character. We don't because they spend time on Wonder Girl and Hawk and Dove twice. And
more than twice. They were like
2 episodes.
But like also another big flashback on top of that.
Yeah.
So, let's talk full spoilers now.
Yeah, let's go episode by episode maybe. Do you want to try that?
I don't think that each episode is that interesting. And I'm not going to remember specifically, but I have something specific I want to say. So, now I forgot what I was going to say. So the plot is Raven's mother that's raised her gets shot in the head. Mm-hmm. And then she goes on the run and finds Dick Grayson. Yeah. But then she's like, oh, it's not my mother. And then she's no longer sad about losing her. Yeah. And they go and find her real mother, and they don't, it's not... Who you're raised by is your real parent. Yeah. Your birth parent doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. Like, it matters, but it doesn't really. So then they go and find her, and then everyone gets captured, and they get tortured, and this whole time, Starfire doesn't remember who she is, but she just knows she's searching for Raven. But apparently she doesn't know she's an alien. Yeah. But if you had amnesia, what you remember is, like, the core things that you learned. Like, who... Yeah.
Like, she knows she can read the text of an alien text, but she doesn't know why. What she would remember
is being an alien. She would remember that if she had amnesia.
Yeah, or she would at least know that this isn't her world.
Yeah, she would know things like, this isn't her world, know how to drive a spaceship, shit like that. Yeah. But she's like, doesn't know that. She doesn't know anything, and she just wears the most...
And then when she does know everything, it just... Because it's also done in an episode where they're focusing on Wonder Girl, we don't get any payoff because we're too busy focusing on Wonder Girl to really focus on learning about her.
And then she just goes and tries to kill Raven, then stops, and everyone's cool with her again. Yeah, it makes no sense. Because her point was she was trying to kill Raven for some convoluted prophecy reasons, that everyone was trying to kill Raven. Why she's the protagonist of the show. But, like...
Show made me mad.
So at the end, or near the end, they have all these like flashbacks of Hawk and Dove because she's in a coma.
In the one episode, called Hank. Because here's the thing: they have an episode called Hawk and Dove, which is the second episode where we're introduced to them, and then she gets into the coma. So that's the big episode. And then we have another episode called Hank and Dawn, which is all a flashback.
Yeah, but we keep seeing Raven screaming in the mirrors. Yeah. But there's no payoff to that.
No, not yet, at least.
So they get all that, and then they said, we have to go get Raven. And then they don't show up in the climax at the end, which makes no sense. Mm-hmm. So let's talk about the end, because...
The end, like, so the episode before the Hank Hank and Dawn episode, like, the dad shows up, and then somehow, apparently, he got, like, Raven's dad, who's, like, a demon, shows up.
Yeah.
And he gets Robin under some kind of mind control or something.
Or something.
So then the whole episode is, like, it starts out with him hallucinating, but they didn't, like, set that up or anything.
It's like 5 years later, and everyone's
and
cool,
it's like,
and they won.
what?
And it's like, yay, I guess.
Yeah, and then Batman's a murderer, so Dick has to go stop that.
Yeah. But, like, everyone's, like, in college, that was teenagers, and there's, like, happy little families, and it's like,
Yeah.
the hell is this? And then it, like, cuts back to him being evil now, or something, because he's got all black eyes.
Yeah, at the very end. As if there was another episode. But
there's
there
not.
wasn't. That was our finale.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
The beginning sort of made sense. You know what I mean? Like, I understood what was going on. I totally fucking predicted that Starfire was going to be trying to kill Raven. Why else would you be looking for her?
Yeah.
But no one thought of that. Oh, and Beast Boy only ever turns into a tiger, and apparently he's supposed to turn into
Why does he
lots of
only ever
things.
turn into a tiger?
He turned into Beast Boy, like, green with the fangs once, too. Where he's just sort of, like, beastie, which I know is what his
what he
design
normally
is.
looks like, yeah.
But here he just has green hair.
There's no reason for it.
Why is he just a tiger? And then he gets all crazy and, like, kills a
He
guy.
only ever becomes a tiger. Why can't he become other things? He should be able to become other things. He has the power to turn into everything. I just wanted him to turn into an elephant one time.
It's okay, Sam.
Sorry.
So I guess in this canon, he can only turn into a tiger. But, you know, Titans, absolute garbage. Makes no sense. We're trying to talk about it, and it's honestly so convoluted. Like, could we, like, I don't even know what happened.
Yeah.
And I just watched it a few days
That's
ago.
why I pulled up the...
All right, go episode
list.
by episode. But
Episode 1 was titled Titans. That was where we're introduced to everybody, but even then we're really only introduced to Raven and Dick.
And then Hawk and Dove were around, weren't they?
That was in the second episode.
Oh, okay.
So we saw a bit of we saw Starfire a bit, but Beast Boy was just tacked in at the end.
Yeah.
And
the
then
next
Hawk and Dove happened.
Which is like the whole only about them.
Yeah, and their relationship with Dick.
Yeah.
And what that's all about.
Yeah.
And then episode titled Origins, where Rachel and Corey travel to the convent where Rachel was raised, while Dick compares his own orphan experience to Rachel's best friend, Gar Larson.
What?
I don't
there was a bunch of
that.
nuns that keep her hostage. It's weird.
Yeah. And then there was the Doom Patrol episode.
Which was just a backwards pilot.
Yeah. And then another Titans episode that mostly focused on Dick. And then Jason Todd, which focused on Jason Todd and Dick.
And then we just see him, like, being Robin, or, like, his parents dying and him starting to be adopted by Batman a lot.
Yeah, and we see a lot of his background.
And that, like, his guardian before Batman was, like, there.
Yeah, and then
Does he ever come back or anything? He goes and visits him.
He came back in the finale when Batman was murdering people.
Oh. I don't even remember. That's how,
Yeah.
like, shit this is.
Yeah, and then another episode that focused on mostly Robin, where it felt like that was the one where he burned down his suit. I was like, okay, now we can focus on other characters.
Yeah, because he had an hallucination because he was, like, held captive, and then...
And then
like,
it was
I'll
the
burn
Wonder
it.
Girl episode.
And then it was the Wonder Girl episode with more flashbacks of when he was with Batman.
Yeah.
But we never see Batman or Wonder Woman or anybody.
Yeah.
And they talk about them being in the Justice League. I'm like, that's kind of cool.
And then it's Hank and Dawn
Again.
for which is all a flashback.
To, like, the original Dove.
Yeah.
And their story, which was interesting, and I enjoyed it, but, like, I also am like...
Because I don't know these characters quite as well, so it was interesting. But it was also...
And enjoyable, but, like, it has nothing to do with the plot.
Yeah, that's what this whole show feels like, is they kept doing episodes that had nothing to do with the plot to get in the way of the plot.
Yeah.
As the plot like happens,
it's like they put filler in, but they didn't put enough of the regular stuff.
Yeah, and then, the one where Corey finds her ship, which was also Wonder Girl, was all over that episode as well. And then Dick Grayson, which was the one where Batman's evil.
It was just such all over the place. I just feel like they were setting up like 4 different shows during and not focusing on the show they're actually making, but they're more focusing on making a larger universe.
Like of 10 episodes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of the 10 episodes are titled after characters that aren't even the main characters.
And they had nothing to do with the plot, and the plot made no sense. It was bad, but I guess watch it if you want to watch it. But
just watch the Doom Patrol episode and then see how Doom Patrol turns out.
I mean, if you're really interested because you really like the characters and you want to just like put an episode on, like I say, do it. Watch one of the Dove and Hawk ones because those are cool. But honestly, the story doesn't make any sense. So if you're watching it and being confused, like you're not alone.
And I feel like DC Universe has kind of shot themselves in the foot a bit too, because all these shows that they're doing on it, it was like they were developed to be dropped all at once. But then like last minute, they're like, oh, if we do it in a week, then no one will get their free trial. Then if we drop everything all at once, then they'll just get their free trial and watch the one show and then never tune in again and cancel their free trials. So we'll do it every week.
It was just, I feel with DC stuff, they're trying to set up a universe instead of actually making a good movie.
Yeah, or show. And then they're setting up a lot of universes too.
Yeah. Because there's so many alternate paths and things.
And there's the DC universe, like the Arrowverse, the one on CW.
Yeah.
But that one, at least from the first season, didn't start out setting up, but it did start out as Batman, but he's Green Arrow.
It's just so confusing for everyone that's not a huge DC fan, because there's this version of the Batman and this version of this and this version of that. I'm like, is the Titans version of Batman Ben Affleck?
No, it's not.
No, it's not. And I'm like, so this has nothing to do with
one thing I did like is they never we saw Bruce and we saw Batman a lot in flashbacks and in that final episode, but we never saw his face too.
And we didn't really see him.
And I did
much.
Yeah. I like that idea. I feel like the show would have been good if it was a Nightwing show. If it was developed because it seems like they want to make it about Dick's journey from Robin to Nightwing. So but just make it that. He didn't even turn
into Nightwing by the end, which I thought that would at least pay off. But
no. But they should have just focused on that, because that's what they focused on. So just only focus on that. Don't try and make it a Teen Titans thing when you don't care about the characters of Teen Titans enough to develop any of them.
Exactly. Ugh, wasn't good.
And then everybody just started killing halfway, like, near the end of the show,
even the guy that was vegan, Beast Boy, starts mauling
like
people.
Ada guy.
Yeah.
And it's like, that should be a big character moment, but it also doesn't feel that way because we don't get time with him after to care about it.
No. It was just bad.
Hawk and Dove seemed like really cool characters. I wouldn't mind seeing a TV show. Just make a Hawk and Dove TV show. And they're making a Doom Patrol TV show.
So to make that TV show.
So just make that and make a Wonder Girl TV show and make a Dick Grayson TV show. Don't make a Titans TV show and not focus on any of the Titans because you're too busy trying to make other setup for things that don't pay off.
It's making us too mad. I think we need to stop before we blow our brains out.
Don't watch it, even if you want to. Unless you want to, just get really mad at a show, don't watch it.
I like that sum up. And I think we're going to end it here because you're like bright red and upset. All right. Thanks for tuning in. Check out our social medias at Cause We Can 3 and our website at www.causewecancommentaries.com.
Like, this is worse than bad credit card.
All right. See you after the Super Bowl. Bye.
Why, DC? Why can't you make good movies? I mean, you got rich characters, you got rich everything. Why can't you just make good movies? Come on. Why can't you do it? Why are you gonna cut me off soon? Like, I'm rambling and trying to ramble, so it's funny ending.